Someone is secretly controlling your life. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. When was the last time you made a decision, a real decision, completely on your own? Not influenced by what someone else said, not shaped by what you scrolled past at 11 p.m., not driven by fear of what someone would think if you said no. Take a second, think about it. Because here's what most people don't realize. Right now, there are forces, some human, some algorithmic, some hiding inside your closest relationships, quietly pulling the strings of your life. And the scariest part, you invited them in. Today, we're going to expose exactly how that happens and, more importantly, how you take back control. Segment 1. The puppeteer in your pocket. Let's start with the one you probably already suspect but haven't fully faced, your phone. The average American spends over 7 hours a day looking at screens. 7 hours. That's nearly half your waking life. And the apps running on those screens, they were engineered by behavioral psychologists whose literal job title is persuasive technology designer. These platforms use a concept called variable reward scheduling, the same psychological mechanism that makes slot machines so addictive. Every time you pull down to refresh your feed and something new appears, that's a digital slot machine. Your brain releases a tiny hit of dopamine and it goes back for more, again and again. But here's where it gets darker. Social media doesn't just steal your time, it rewrites your desires. Research from NYU found that heavy social media users are significantly more likely to feel dissatisfied with their income, their body, their relationships, not because their life got worse, but because the comparison algorithm constantly shows them a curated highlight reel of everyone else's best moments. You start wanting things you didn't want before. You start fearing things that never used to scare you. And you do it all while thinking it's your own authentic feeling. That is psychological control. Segment 2. The person closest to you. Now let's talk about something harder, because the most powerful form of control doesn't come from an app. It comes from a person. Maybe it's a partner, a parent, a boss, a best friend. Emotional manipulation in close relationships is one of the most studied and least talked about forms of control. And the reason it works so well is because it hides behind love. Here are 3 tactics that are used constantly, maybe even on you right now. Number 1, gaslighting. This is when someone consistently makes you question your own memory or perception. That never happened. You're too sensitive. You're imagining things. Over time, you stop trusting your own instincts and start outsourcing your reality to them. That's the goal. Number 2, intermittent reinforcement. This is the hot and cold cycle. Warmth, then coldness. Praise, then criticism. Affection, then withdrawal. Psychologists call this the most powerful bonding mechanism in human behavior. It's the same reason abusive relationships are so hard to leave. The unpredictability creates a trauma bond that feels like love. Number 3, manufactured guilt. After everything I've done for you, I guess I just don't matter. These phrases are engineered to make you feel responsible for someone else's emotions, so that you'll abandon your own needs to manage theirs. Recognizing these patterns isn't about blaming people. It's about seeing clearly. You can't fix what you can't name. Segment 3. The voice in your own head. Here's the twist that nobody wants to hear. Sometimes the person controlling your life is a version of you that was programmed by everyone else. Psychologists call this the internalized critic. That voice in your head that says you're not good enough, that you should be further along, that other people will judge you if you fail. Where did that voice come from? You weren't born with it. It came from a parent who had unrealistic expectations, a teacher who humiliated you in front of the class, a culture that told you your worth is tied to your productivity, a relationship that made you feel small. You absorbed those messages so young, so completely, that they feel like your beliefs. But they're not. They're software that someone else installed, and you've been running it on autopilot ever since. Segment 4. Taking back control. Okay, so what do you actually do about this? Here are 4 concrete things you can start today. 1. Do a 72-hour social media audit. For 3 days, every time you open an app, write down how you feel before and after. Not what you think, what you feel. Most people discover their mood drops significantly after scrolling. That data is power. Use it to set hard limits. Use screen time tools, delete apps from your home screen, create friction. Make the slot machine harder to pull. 2. Learn your manipulation triggers. The tactics we talked about, gaslighting, intermittent reinforcement, guilt, they only work when you don't see them coming. Start journaling after conversations that leave you feeling confused, small, or guilty for no clear reason. Ask yourself, did I actually do something wrong, or did someone make me feel that way? There's a big difference. 3. Practice the pause. One of the most powerful acts of self-reclamation is simply waiting before you respond. Before you agree to something, before you apologize, before you change your plan because someone gave you a look, pause. Even 5 seconds of space can break the automatic compliance loop. 4. Rewrite the internal script. When you catch that internalized critic voice, ask, whose voice is this really? Write down the belief. Then write a counterargument as if you were defending a close friend. Most of us are far more rational on behalf of others than we are for ourselves. Use that. Here's the truth. Nobody is fully free from influence. That's not the goal. We're social creatures. We're wired to connect and absorb. But there's a difference between choosing who influences you and being unconsciously steered by forces that don't have your best interest at heart. The moment you start asking, wait, is this actually what I want? That's the moment you start taking your life back. If this hit home, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And drop in the comments, what's one area of your life where you think you've been on autopilot? I'll see you in the next one.